Bueno, Georg tiene una enorme experiencia y es una autoridad en gestión de calidad, en Quality Management. Ha estado en posiciones muy senior en Vestas, gestionando toda la calidad global de Vestas cuando estaba ahí, y recientemente es el CEO del Instituto para la Innovación y Tecnología en Múnich. Es una persona muy conocida a nivel europeo en el área de calidad, y bueno, nos va a dar ahora un poco su visión. Georg, all yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So now we shift. You the earphones, me without. Do I look nice? Yeah. Okay. You too. Buenos días, Gijón. Buenos días, Asturias. Buenos días, España. And hello and good morning also to our other European friends who join us today via video conference, via video streaming. So unfortunately, you guys can't see what I see here. Nice people, bright people, extremely good-looking people. So just lean back, grab a coffee, and enjoy the event. So my humble contribution today is to maybe add the one or the other little building block, brick, to what has been already said by those amazing people which we could hear so far. And my context will be a little bit more the one of quality, digitalization, innovation, execution. So maybe we will find a way down to earth for the one or the other of you to go out of here, go into your office, and just do it. So that would be ideal, wouldn't it? So let's give it a try. So, yeah, my name is Georg E. Weidner. I'm extraordinarily pleased to be here today, to be invited. And I would like to walk you through a little journey. It will be a speed journey, actually. I have put together a couple of slides. Let's see how far we can go. But I think we should just start now. When I'm not here and having fun with you guys, I'm heading an institute in Munich, Institute for Innovation and Improvement. We are also represented in Scandinavia with an office, and newly, but not really newly, we are also represented in Spain via Nueso Group. Not newly, because Luis and myself, we have been knowing each other for a while, and for 15 years, to be correct. And we had already then talked about what could be changed, what could we make better in order to improve supplier performance, etc. So what we do is we offer actually particular services in organizational development, mainly focused supply chain. We are also into research and development. We work with universities. And we implement and license also quality innovation methods and tools, cloud-based stuff, software as a service. Nueso is one of the partners, customers' partners. What we do actually also together with Nueso, we implement digital best practices in order to execute, to enable them, again for their customers, to execute what we have all heard today. Those excellent things, but it's of course a lot for somebody to be able to capture all this and really put it into a funnel and take it down to earth and do it. So we try to provide a platform for everyone to do this. And yeah, we are authorized. We have this kind of thing got from the German Ministry of Economic Affairs that we are allowed to talk about digitalization and don't talk too much crap. So, and we're also a little bit into the European Union fund. Okay, and now I'll tell you a mystery. Are you ready? Mystery. I am a human being. Mystery. Are there any aliens among us today? Aliens? No? Cool. Because then, you're an alien? No. Not yet. Okay. Let's work it out. In 1 hour, you will be an alien. No, I'm kidding. We have something in common, except what we do not have in common. Like, we are all diverse, but we have all 2 eyes, a nose, 2 ears, a mouth. Cool. Huh? This is what we have in common. We are human beings. We might have different religions, different cultures and stuff, but we are human beings. So we have something in common. We can base on this. Okay, we can build on this. And I think we have another thing in common. Is there anyone among you who hates quality? Oh, I hate quality. Go away. No? Leave it away. It's seldomly that some people hate quality. Maybe they are a little bit distracted, or I don't know. But regularly, people love quality. So you love quality. Then we are all driven by the level of quality. And the funny thing is, when you're driven by the level of quality, you can't make mistakes if you deliver. Because quality has no opponents. It's very simple. So we have 2 things in common. We are human beings and we love quality. Isn't that cool? So we are pretty similar, all of us. 7 billion people plus. And we should bear this in mind. So we talk a little bit about purchase quality today. I have put some slides together, as I said. I'll walk you through as far as we can do. And either you fall off the chair or Jaime will just give me a full stop, but let's just talk a little about quality. So I have foreseen a little journey like 4 principles. I think that's the key thing. Then we have the so-called QLC formula, quality, leadership, and communication, kind of bundled. A little bit customer-supplier relationships. We have already heard a lot. Stefano, Eduardo, and friends, a lot of cool things, a lot of sensible things, and we need to do it. We need to do this. And we need to enable all of our people and stuff to do this. And they do it, ideally, because we have actually came to a point in this world where digital means are standard. It's not like, wow, the hell and cloud, and no. It's there. We just need to do it. We just grab it. It's low-hanging fruit. We need to do it. It's very simple. But not banal. Good. Let's start with the 4 principles of quality. Some people ask, where does quality come from? Is quality invented by Spanish people? Is it made in Denmark because it's Lego? Is it made in Germany or even in Bavaria, where I come from Munich? By the way, this what you see here is our tapas. It's called Weißwurst, Brezen, and Weißbier. So Weißwurst you eat, accompanied by a Brezen, and to digest you drink a Weißbier. So if one of you should be in Munich, you send me a message, and I take you to the best place to eat Weißwurst. Okay? So that's an invitation, a real one. Not blah blah, I mean that. Next October. Yeah, if the October Festival takes place, regularly we go there, but we lost our core seats due to Corona last year, so let's see. But we stay in touch, of course. So some people then say, okay, I don't care where quality comes from, I would like to have quality. But the question is, what is quality? Is this quality for you guys? Some of you know, right? For you, maybe this is quality? Huh? Or that? No. Okay, cool. Why not? Because we need a neutral definition for all of us. Let's try to find it. When I give, or not I, but there was a study, 3 to 4-year-old children were given a pen and a piece of paper. Said, draw a car, please. And they drew something like this. Then the same pen and the same paper was given to adult business people. Could you please draw quality? Yeah, but you said you love quality, didn't you? Can you just draw it? Okay. It's not that simple, obviously, to define quality that everybody has a common understanding, that everybody's calibrated. And now imagine you have a supplier who has no clue about quality, you have a clue, or the other way around. How could you cooperate? It's simply impossible. So we need a common denominator. And therefore, and I was really thrilled because Stefano's slide, I saw a picture of a person who I brought with me today. And it crawled digitally into his presentation. And I was extremely wondering why this happened, but you see what digitalization can do. It's funny. So I thought that this lady knows a lot of people. She's so old. She saw maybe billions of people. So let's ask her what quality is.
Hi, George. I can see that you are spending time with many nice people. Well, okay, you asked me what quality is. Do you prefer simple or academic speech?
Keep it simple.
Okay, sweetheart. Well, quality is simply to keep your promises. This requires some preventive thoughts before you promise anything to anyone. Otherwise, your bum could be seriously damaged by being kicked in case you do not comply with your promises. Shall I now provide the more academic version?
Yes, please do so.
Okay. Quality is the compliance with the agreed requirements between customers and suppliers.
Thank you, Lisa. Quality is the compliance with the agreed requirements between customers and suppliers. Ha! What a recognition. Huh? But it is about the requirements. It is about defining the requirements that you have. You don't want the Ferrari, you have another requirement for sure, or other requirements. Okay, so we need to speak. Oops, surprise, we need to speak. Okay, let's talk about it later. We don't speak now. The thing is that there is a system. That was, by the way, the first, some call it commandment for quality. Commandment, I don't like this word commandment, it's a principle. The first principle of quality is the definition of quality is compliance. That what a supplier delivers complies to what a customer expects, okay, or requires. So which could the system be which leads us to quality? Louis, come on. Read. Prevention, yes. How many preventive actions do you take? Oh, how often do you guys, all of you, take preventive actions? A day. How often a day do you do this? How often? Do you do this daily? Do you do this daily? Those of us who have children, hey, watch out, don't run to the car. This is preventive actions. But this, I think we do, all of us. We brush our teeth every day. Why do we do this? Any ideas? Not because your mother told you when you were small? My mother always told me, but that's not the logic behind it. Yes? Can you say it again, Jaime?
To prevent any kind of disease?
Yes. To prevent this disease. This is the price of deviation. Jesus. This is when the supplier delivers things which we do not want to have, because we need to rework this badly, and there's no way back. Zero. Teeth off, teeth off. Sometimes we can rework things in life, but sometimes we can't. So I take it away. Okay? So we call this toothbrush and the toothpaste price of compliance. It's €1, €2 a month, something, for toothbrush and a little toothpaste. So far, so good. So we invest this because we believe in prevention, and all of us do this in order to avoid the other stuff. Pain, money, loss, cost, frustration, whatever. Fear. Many of us fear the dentist. We would like to look like this. Elena, this is what we were talking about before. Yes? This is zero defects. Let's call it zero defects, okay? Mm-hmm. No holes, nothing. And this is the performance standard. If you ask yourself, what is the performance standard for quality? It's simply zero defects. To be compliant, to deliver what you have promised. But this requires that you as a supplier do not promise to ask the customer something which you can't fulfill. So you need to be preventive and think about before you speak or before you sign a contract or whatever. And this only works together. Not like cost down. I'm this bad quality guy who was actually fighting with purchasers 15, 20 years ago about exactly this. They were just punishing the suppliers. By the way, when I talk about life situations, I take two examples where I have the most experience with is Vestas Wind Systems and Porsche. I don't want to say more about it, but most of those examples where we made some turnarounds and things like that was Porsche Consulting and Vestas Wind. So, oops, this was too early. 0 defects. Now one can say, hey, come on. We are human beings, as we said. We make failures, we make mistakes. Yes, we do make mistakes. But if you say, isn't 99.9% enough? Isn't it cool? Would you agree to 99.9% if you would sit in this plane, which is the 0.1 and falling down from the sky?
No way.
Most likely not. And the very latest, for those who need to be convinced in this world about 0 defects, when I would ask you, would you agree that your heartbeat just stops 4 times an hour? You would be, no. I like 100%, not 99. And it's even worse, because this is just 5%. What we can see and measure, we say you can't change things which you can't measure. We can measure those things and we can change those things. But the reality is underneath the water surface, 95%, which you can't measure. And this is when Lewis and Nuestro Group, for example, the guys do a kind of a absolutely downside consultancy, and they will lose a customer. This is reputation loss, and this is underneath the water surface. That's 95%, and you can't get back from this. That's the teeth. That's, this thing again. So, and just to be clear, 0 defects is always possible. You need to prevent. You need to set up a system to prevent you from making mistakes. You can do that. That requires you the toothpaste, the money, the 1 or 2 euros a month in order to avoid this. But you need to pay it, that's clear. The price of compliance needs to be paid. And regularly we do things like, okay, dear customer, dear supplier, we talk together, and then we agree that we maybe meet, I'll just connect it to a meeting, 10 to 2, between 10 to 2 and 10 past 2. Okay? And when you come in this time slot, that's the tolerance, then it's okay. Then it's 0 defects. And we measure each time, and this looks like a control chart. So it is possible. If it wouldn't be possible, the automotive industry and other industries would not have survived. Never, ever, when we actually look at the complexity. 10,000 plus parts in a car, 7,000 plus parts in a wind turbine. You can't assemble those things if you don't stick to those 0 defect strategies. And again, if you say, hey, come on, let's go for 80. You are allowed to go for 80. People go for 50. That's not enough. You need even to say, hey, let's aim for the impossible in order to achieve the possible. That's the attitude behind it. And then you can get close, at least close. Six Sigma is also kind of a term. I don't know about it. I don't know much about it. I'm just a green belt 15 years ago. But I was surrounded. Always bring good people around you, much better than yourself. Then you will be very successful with your team. Okay, and the measurement is the price of deviation. This is what it costs not to prevent. So you better prevent. The lean people talk about Tim Woods. That's an acronym for transportation, unnecessary movements, etc., overproduction, defects, and things like that. We need to distinguish here between processual deviations, so during the process, meaning the customer has not seen the result yet, but you have a hidden factory. You have rework between the workstations. It raises your internal cost like hell. You don't need to do this. Just prevent, set it up properly, and you will have very low internal cost as a supplier, and then you can even raise the prices. Why? Because you're a premium supplier, a supplier, however we call them. And if the customer comes and tells you 5% cost down, you will say, no problem for me, because you have internal margins, which the other ones do not have. And this is the CPO, the lovely CPO picture. They love everybody, or CFOs love it even more. So each process costs a certain amount of money. If it would run ideal, okay? So no price of deviation, no price of compliance, nothing. This is not real. This is not real because you need to invest in the toothbrush to make sure that things run okay. But this is reality, regularly, and this is even positive. The price of deviation is inefficiencies, ineffectivenesses, all those kind of things which happen all time and all day during daily business. So this is reality, let's say, approximately. So now, by adding, ideally with digital means, procurement quality, and when I say procurement quality, I mean it can be different terms, procurement quality, supply chain quality, purchasing quality. I mean quality in terms of prevention. Yeah? Then this costs me a little money, toothbrush, yeah, green, and something of this price of deviation might remain. And I could generally live with that because this is just much better than the other one. And you create an additional margin and lower the cost. And Porsche did here in this kind of little trolley, you have a lot of money suddenly, which you just got out of your company. Whoops, it's there. You can't do this alone as a supplier. You can't do this alone as a customer. You can't do this alone as an OEM. No, you do this together. Yippee, cool, isn't it? Porsche did it. We heard that Apple was almost insolvent in '95. Porsche was earlier insolvent in '93. Almost insolvent. '93, temporary insolvency. Dr. Wiedeking, he called this Japanese guy who co-invented the Toyota production system from Tokyo, said, we need your help. He came, he installed some kind of basic, Shigeo Shingo was a friend. So they installed something for Porsche in order to save their ass, simply. And they turned around Porsche to become the most profitable car manufacturer in the world before they have been taken over by VW, Volkswagen. And they shared this money. 1/3 to the supplier, because he needed to contribute, 1/3 Porsche, 1/3 the customers. I mean, if they gave the customer the money, I don't know that, but I actually don't believe, but this was the concept. But the supplier got rewarded in any case. And they did this together. And exactly this is quality. The definition is compliance, system is prevention, performance standard zero defects, and the measurement is the price of deviation. What is my price of deviation? 15 minutes to go, Jaime, right? Okay, good. Now we know the quality is a toothbrush. Cool, isn't it? No question mark. Now the next time you draw a toothbrush. QLC, quality we just talked about. Now we have some other parameters, leadership and communication. Let's have a little glimpse on this. We have heard a couple of things today already, which made me personally inside pretty happy, that the procurement responsible of today is not anymore the procurement responsible of 20 years ago. So nice. It's more holistic. The world has changed, and this is really, really cool. Change towards collaboration. Let's ask Lisa, huh? What is leadership? Lisa, could you tell us what leadership is?
Yeah. Do you prefer simple speech again to make it fit to your humble personality? Or am I allowed to improve my way of talking?
Yes, feel free to do so, my lady.
Okay, sir. Dear George, dear audience. According to Dr. John C. Maxwell, a good leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way to others.
And what is excellent leadership then?
Maxwell refers to leadership as a synonym for influence. He says that excellent leadership comes from combining modesty with willpower. And I agree with him. But come on, Georg, please attend our Institute's Quality, Leadership and Communication seminar, so you don't have to ask me such stupid questions.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Darling, you are forgiven, but don't forget that we have a date for dinner tonight.
Yes, yes, we do that. Okay. So, keyword is influence. Quality is compliance, and leadership is influence. We heard this before today. Influence. You need to influence people in order to follow you. If you want to do something, you need followers. Not only the internet and the social media, you need real followers. You need, if you want to work with a supplier, that the people feel like yes, I want to do this. Not, I have to, damn. Yeah? So, let's try to influence people in a good way. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just influence. And how can you influence people? How do we do this regularly? We try to talk somehow. Somehow. It's not the what you say, it's more how you do it. But okay, we talk. And we hope that people listen. If they take you serious, they will listen to you. If they don't, come on, let him talk or let her talk. They won't. So you need to make sure that you have the appropriate influence. That people listen to you. Do you listen to me now? Yeah. Everybody looks pretty awake, if I may say so. I'm happy about that. Because you fear that I ask a question to some of you, okay? So I keep you awake. Fear is a very good method for this thing, but not really, I'm kidding. Okay, influence by talking and making people listen. This is called communication. L plus C is Q. Good? Communication is AC/DC. Alternating current, direct current. When we speak and communicate, what happens? AC happens. Eduardo, do you hear what I say? He answered. I was the supplier and he the customer. He heard what I said, he answered. He was the supplier and I was the customer. And this happens all the time. AC, alternating current, 50 hertz, power. I'm an electrical engineer and a business economist, so I come actually initially from the energy industry. So 50 hertz, 50 times per second, and it works, always. We don't need to do this 50 times per second, but we should do it. We should speak and listen, speak and listen, speak and listen. Okay, this is a little bit of a monologue, what I'm doing now, because it's the nature of things, but when you sit there and talk to people, speak and listen. Give room to the other one. Say what you want, take influence, make him listen, or her, and then shut up, listen. Because people have to say something. Everybody has a message, and especially when it's a supplier and when the supplier wants to deliver whatever to you. And you do not want him to deliver crap, then you need to speak to agree. Requirements to achieve compliance. Okay, some have this target group, and this also works. This is communication. Yeah? AC/DC. I forgot to say what the DC is. Direct current. AC/DC, AC is we alternate, exchange information. DC, we do it direct. We don't say, hey, Stefano, I can't really deal with Eduardo because he's so strange. Can you please talk to him? Because I don't like him. No. We are open, we are transparent, we are honest when we speak. The very moment where somebody hears that you tried something strange, you will have the price of deviation there. And this is in the 95% under the water surface, which you can't you have almost no chance to get rid of this anymore. Be direct, be honest, be straight. Say what you want and get the consequence. But the other one has to have the chance to give you a consequence. That's for sure. And the better you lead by questioning things, the higher is the chance that you win this battle. But be honest, be transparent, direct. Alternating, direct. Good. No matter what you do, to who you talk to, please make sure that you define the requirements. Because, when you have this requirement talk with customers, with suppliers, you are the big one, most of the time. You're the customer. Oh, they would like to have the order and so on. Sometimes we have a single source situation, then we need to be a little smaller. But generally, we are neither big nor small. We are authentic. We speak, we talk. And we do this smart. We make it measurable, specific, measurable, achievable. If you talk to the supplier and ask him to do things which would kill him, that it's not achievable. But the supplier would maybe tell you, yes, no problem, I will do this for you. 3 months later, bam, price of deviation. And your ass out of the door as CPO or whoever is in charge. Realistic and timely. If you try to stick to 4 parameters in your requirement talks, it's pretty okay. That's the baseline. Talk about quality, how you would like to have things. Be specific on this. How many, quantity, time, delivery times, and cost. And cost. It will happen. If you actually speak about the right process and the right product, and you give the chance for a relationship, the cost might decrease by itself somehow. It's magic. It's also called the Hawthorne effect, or helping other people, making friends. Then they will also give you something. But first invest, and then request. You are allowed to request. But show the other one that you are there, you care. And the smart methodology, when we talk, first we listen. The other asks questions. We make sure that we kind of communicate it. And then the person who has to do something should repeat it. Then you can make sure that he understood or she say, yes, okay, contract. Good. 7 minutes. This is an iceberg, as you can see. We already talked about it a little bit. Now imagine this iceberg flows on the water. It's floating in the water. The wind comes from the right-hand side, and the water current from the left-hand side. Where do you think it's moving? Any ideas? Paco? This was to keep you awake. Like Paco.
To the left.
Scared.
A la izquierda.
Okay. What do you think? No, seriously, what do you think? To the right. Why to the right?
Because the water current pushes more quantity of ice that the wind.
And what if on top of the surface is a storm from the right-hand side? Pushing? But you are absolutely right. Up here, we hear very bad negotiators talking like damn hell. Yeah, but you have to blah, 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 blah. They talk on top of the water surface. On top is our conscious. Underneath is our subconscious. Conscious ends here. Subconscious is here. You need to talk to emotions in order to convince people to do things for you. Don't talk about a specific level when you have not made a relationship yet. And you make the relationship here. This is how you can convince, where you can convince people to do something for you, or to make people feel well. And talking to emotions, the subconscious understands exactly 2 parameters: pictures and feelings. You don't need to draw pictures like toothbrushes or something. Create pictures in the brain of your business partner. Create the picture that he will be extremely successful when he does exactly what you have agreed. Oh yeah, then he will do it. I mean, nobody's so stupid that he wouldn't do it. And feelings. Some people talk up there, blah, 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 and they go out, and the business partner is just like bored. And some people talk 15 minutes about feelings, about pictures, about those kind of things. And before they go, by the way, do you want to buy it or do you sell? Yeah, of course. Bing, it's done. 1 sentence. Yes, I'm exaggerating a little bit, I know. But generally, the majority of the talk should take place here. You should meet people with emotions. And no one than you knows this better. This is magic. They made magic for the whole world. Why? Because they talk to emotions. Seat, Autoemotion. It's not Volkswagen. No, it's Autoemotion. Something happens. Yeah. This is where people buy the car, not because it's better than the Volkswagen. No, it's the same quality, by the way, as you know. Okay.
Same manufacturer.
We need to create mutual respect, trust, and benefit. And then we have an interhuman relationship that lets you do almost everything. Leadership and quality, leadership and communication paired will result in quality, and you actually know what quality is now. So let's bring it down to earth. How can we apply this? A lot of theory, a lot of nice things, a lot of good feelings, but now we need to do a business. Hard, business. Best practice. Let's say we have here an example of a sourcing process. This is, by the way, a real sourcing process of one of the industrial leaders in this world. And we, also Louis was a part of this some years ago. This is where we met, actually. We did contribute to this. And I was in charge for the international supply integration and development. This is how we called it, by the way. Supply management was the term before. We don't manage things. We integrate people first, and then we develop together. That's cool, huh? We helped them to develop. And they did whatever we wanted. Siemens, just a little example, who made gearboxes for themselves, gave priority to our company, which I do not recall the name, instead of keeping the gearboxes in their own building, because we had a relationship. We made this relationship. And this was the model. We called it VIP program, A suppliers. We took the top 100 suppliers into the supply integration development program. That's the neutral description. It was called VIP program. Now I need to say the name, Vestas Integrated Partner Program. And we did this. So short arms. Until here, you integrate the company, the enterprise. And as from here you have a relationship. This is the children. You make children. First, you choose the mother, as I said at that time, and now it's forbidden. You need to be a little bit more diverse, a little bit more gender. Huh? First the mother, then the child. Now, first the relationship, church, wedding, then you make children. APQP is one possibility. At that time, we did only PPAP, by the way, because the maturity level of the wind industry was not at all there. So it was, 15 years ago when we started. And then you actually do the performance follow-up. Relationship is here, the child is here, you are family, hey, you are family. And now, you just make sure that you stay a family, okay, as you do in private. All suppliers understood this. I told them the same as I tell you now. So the integration, all 5 steps took place. Supply integration program, new suppliers, VIP program, little marketing, little this and that, and to integrate it, including feasibility studies, TPS reviews, approvals, and stuff like that. We did this also for existing suppliers. Of course, we could not throw the suppliers out, but we need to catch up with them as well. And we started, of course, only at the full assessment level here. And this supply maturity model said, here, we do not work with any company. After having passed, yes, we are talking, it's yellow. Here, we approve the items, and then we do a daily business, and we monitor it. So far so good, best practice. Now we need to take it down to earth somehow. At that time, we worked with Excel sheets and things like that because it was just state of the art. Now an Excel sheet is everything else, but not state of the art anymore. Digital aided best practice, because the digital world, process automation and things like that, can help you significantly to save time, to save money, and reduce the risk of failure. We call this pokayoke. Some of you might know this term. It means to avoid unfortunate mistakes. Process automation is one methodology, one way of doing this. And we did not find anything what was suitable, a platform which was suitable for everyone. So we needed to create one, and we did. We have this thing always in our pocket. Me at least. It's the first in the morning, boom, first glimpse, what time is it? Second glimpse, I go to my dashboard. I know exactly who is working, until when, with whom, and with which results. I have it here. We will have a look at it. So, but the thing is, how do people now who want to make a common puzzle? You would like to build a puzzle, okay? Supplier, customer, and so on, puzzle. A kitten or a dog. You are detached, independent in other time zones. You are maybe in other locations. So how can you collaborate? Something must help you collaborating, because you need to put this puzzle there because you have this skill. You need to put that puzzle there. You need to put the puzzle up there in the white canvas. We're talking about the white canvas. And this assembly must be 0 defects. It must be this picture, this puzzle of a dog. And we built a system which can help everyone to put puzzles in of dogs and cars and sailing trips and whatever you want. That was my masterpiece 7 years ago when we started this in the cloud. And people say, are you crazy? Cloud, do you go to the sky now flying around? No, I said, this is most likely the future, as Jeff Bezos and others recognized a little earlier. Yeah, no, we want the server in the basement. Maybe in 5, 6 years, you don't want the server in your basement anymore. And now we are there. Thank God, we started early. It was risky, but we did. And in this platform, it's a platform, Nueso is running it on an exclusive basis internally. There is a so-called Moxie library. Ruxy. I heard Ruxy today. Because, Stefano, you invented a term for something which didn't exist. Ruxy, right? We invented also a term for something which doesn't exist or didn't exist. Moxie. A Moxie is a digital interactive intelligent best practice template or preset or bundle, which you can use to make a preset for assessments, audits, processes, projects, but also for learning purposes. And the two key types of Moxies which are relevant for us for our daily business, let's not talk about education. We also have it in educational institutions where the people do self-learning stuff with it. But here we talk now about business execution. So either it's the checkup type for your inspections, assessments, those kind of things, or action type where you can actually build each kind of business model which you want with a Moxie creator. And we have started a couple of months ago. System exists 3 years ago. We put it into the market, but some months ago, since a couple of months, we are onboarding authors because we would like to build a public, open source-based, sharing economy-based, modern platform where authors could put their Moxies and sell them or have other people license them. Or they have an own system like Nueso or others, and they create their own Moxies, because then you have a Moxie. That is APQP, for example, automotive standard worldwide. You push the button, pang, and you get your project structure. And in there, you have activities, different things. Takes 2 seconds. Push, boom, it's there. It's pre-created, it's a preset, it's a template for which you made for your company or which an author made for public, whatever. This is the wind version. 7 is a stage gate model with 7 stages here. And let's focus on this one. Click, pang. This is how the detailed view is. Container, activities, pre-assign people if you want. You push the button, assign to all. And everybody gets the information. This is your puzzle piece. This is yours, this is yours, this is yours. Work with it, including workflow, information, everything. We do this. And the puzzle is shaping. And by the end of the day, you have best practice, digital best practice. That's the idea. And yeah, quality tools embedded and stuff like that. And the full assessment, as an example, supplier assessment. We click, we see a kind of a questionnaire, and by the end of the day, we can choose how our results are supposed to look like on our cockpit, as we call it, like a dashboard. This is the cockpit. And we are working with Nueso now, creating new Moxies, which are very purchase related. So they will have it in the system. They will be able to work with it. The system does not know supplier or customer. The system distinguishes just people, users. So you can work with suppliers, with customers. You bring people in. You just collaborate in the system based on your structure, which you have defined. So Eduardo defines the structure, says, okay, I would like, today we play football. Boom, structure. Players inside, we play. Tomorrow we play tennis, structure. After 3 days, we would like to have an artificial intelligence game, which we already created. management strategy game. It's a moxie. Everything is a moxie. So the moxie is unlimited with this creator. Good. And this moxie might be kind of familiar to some of you guys, because before this event, prior to this event, you got a link, an email from Andrea, QLC assessment, the ultimate basics. And many of you have actually participated. And of course, we made an analysis because this was the idea. And the best of you will get an award. Huh, isn't it nice? So, and this is the very moment where I would like to give over to Jaime the QLC award. Before I give over, I just let you know about the result distribution. Thank God, from 0 to 20%, we have no one of you guys. Quality, leadership, and communication basics. Thank God, no one is in this area. Here we start to have the first results. 46% of all of you are in this range, between 41 and 60%. 54% of all of you are in the range up to 80%. And if you can calculate, and you can calculate, 46 plus 54 is 100, right? Oops, no one was there, unfortunately. So we see some room for improvement when we speak about quality, leadership, communication. Room for improvement, not failure. No, room for improvement is nice. You can improve. You can really unfold your potential, guys. That's a good message about it. Everyone can do that. Okay. And the winners are. And I think I'll just click, and Jaime, you will do the rest, right?
Okay. And the winner is?
Oops. What is this?
¿El ganador es quién?
Did you maybe
No.
touch something? Ah, yeah, just a second. Okay, we have 2 third places.
José Vindel.
José Vindel?
¿No está? Ah, está. No. Es uno de estos, ¿no?
Muchas gracias.
El libro. Aplauso. Juan Aguilar. Se ha tenido que ir. Se lo guardamos. Se lo guardamos.
Okay, then second
Segundo,
place.
Javier Rodríguez Jausas y José Miguel
Two second
Méndez
places.
Fernández. Javier, enhorabuena. Y José Miguel Méndez. Enhorabuena.
And the first winner is José.
José Arceiz. Un curso muy valorable. Enhorabuena.
Okay, then I need to go back to the next slide. Yes. Okay, now you need to tell, do we have time, 2 or 3 minutes for ramp up here, or do we do this later?
How much
2 minutes.
go?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Summary. That you keep it into your brain. Those are the 4 principles of quality. As far as I know, the session is recorded as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's distributed to you guys so you can have a look at it. So it's your media handout, so to speak. Then I'll keep it short. You don't want deviations. You brush your teeth. It's prevention. Do it until 0 defect level in order to comply. Leadership and communication is quality. Leadership is influence. So take influence, but in a good way. I see you, a little bit tired. Yes, I'll stop in a minute. Talk to emotions. Try to make relationships between all people. By the way, we had at Vestas Wind established supplier performance teams. And we did Pareto 360, as it's called today. So we worked together. Supplier performance teams, it was a purchasing, strategic purchaser, a technology guy, and a quality guy. And I can tell you, before we let them go to the suppliers together, they needed a couple of days to get used to each other, because they had to represent the world market leader in wind together as a team there somewhere. And it was an effort. When you put people together, a group of people together, don't expect them to be a team immediately. It takes a while, the Takem clock. Okay, talk to emotions, be kind, and then invest, and then request. This is, I think, clear. Total cost. And you can also motivate people and say, here, there's the money in the whole process. Let's do it together, and let's share it. Sharing is caring, which you know very well here in Spain. Tapas are shared. It's not like, this German guy gets the one plate, the other one gets the other. No, you do this different, and this is sharing. You have it in your genes to share. So I think you should utilize that. Save time, save money, reduce the risk of failure. And as you know, everything good can start in the supply chain, and it stands and falls with you guys. Because if it doesn't work, it will come back and hit you from behind hard. So prevent this. You can do it. Quality is possible. Okay? Thank you very much. Very moving. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Georg. Thanks. Thank you.